Chapter 4. 1612, Antwerp, East Flanders. Katherine Ann van der Schueren. By the way, the area which was previously East Flanders is now a province of Belgium. I want to give you a little overview about Katherine Ann van der Schueren. She was not a typical person. She was not a typical female for that time period. She was very eager to learn about her family's business, her father's business. In fact, she became the bookkeeper for the business. And she also was much more independent than most of the females of her time. They lived in Antwerp, which was a very busy port city. I'm going to talk about Antwerp for a minute. On page 109 of the book, one could hear about anything in the world in a port. Men of the sea from all parts of the world converged after months, sometimes years, at sea. Men who had seen things they could have never even imagined, eager for human interaction, eager for conversation, after having stared only at the sea and having seen only the same faces day in and day out for months. Yes, one could hear about everything. And everything that Katherine's father, Amandus van der Schueren, was hearing was terrible, tragic, frightening. The powers of the several countries in that region argued strongly about which country should be in control. War seemed inevitable, and Antwerp was at the center of this boiling kettle of conflict. Embargoes, tariffs, potential multi-nation war. Amandus saw no hope of his small trading ship business surviving, let alone his family. Drastic measures had to be taken, and soon. What was he to do? What was he to do? Stay, take a side, or escape? But how to survive? Not only was he now the enemy of some of the war-preparing, likely invading countries, but there were pirates, and the Black Death, the plague, was at hand. Would the foreign soldiers bring it to him and his family? And if escape was to be a plan, to which country? And his daughter, Katherine Ann van der Schueren, who at this time was doing some bookkeeping for the company and knew what the trading business was about from the business standpoint, and was well aware of the facts that Amandus was discussing with his friends and trying to make this life decision. On page 117, finally Amandus told Katherine, "We are faced with a crisis, and a dangerous and bold move is the only one feasible." What was the least dangerous plan? How did they plan to secure it? What was the outcome? Well, I'll talk a little bit about the outcome. The war coming to Antwerp, all of the different nations, all of them wanting control of the port, made it obvious to Amandus that his family leaving was the only option. He talked with a trading company for whom he did a lot of business, shipping for them, and they let him know that there was an opportunity in Venice. Venice, the port, was thriving, they needed more ships, and they would support him in moving his business and helping carry goods for them in Venice. So they decided to make a plan quickly to leave Antwerp and to move to Venice. That was the least dangerous plan, which didn't sound danger-free. There were pirates, there was a great deal of distance, and once they got there, what would happen? Would the locals oppose them taking their business away? How did they plan to secure this travel? How did they planned to move into the business in Venice. What was the outcome? You will learn about these and other outcomes in Chapter 4. Oh, and what does this gruesome hostility have to do with the building of democracy? This book portrays stories of a model for life change, recognizing danger, assessing options, making bold plans and goals, expecting and overcoming struggles and hardships, struggling and moving forward to success. They followed where the Spirit led them, and they triumphed. This YouTube video series will present brief introductions to each chapter. The book is for sale through information provided in this video series. A special paperback edition, large print, a highly readable type font, and durable white stock paper is only available from me, the author.